Coming up, students were invited to use their voices in a diversity, equity, and inclusion town hall this Thursday.
An annual Women's History Month celebration at Columbia this week set to uplift and empower.
The Center for Student Well-Being hosted a wellness fair this Wednesday focusing on holistic mental health resources and support.
And a space for musicians, filmmakers, and other creatives to network at Cadre Music.
Hello and welcome to South Loop TV. I'm Gerard Fogarty.
And I'm Ali Brenneman. Here are this week's top stories. This week, there were major layoffs in the Department of Education as part of the Trump administration's plan to dismantle the department.
The department began laying off around 1,300 employees on Tuesday, leading to the Office for Civil Rights being cut nearly in half and over 100 employees from the Institute of Education Sciences being laid off, according to experts. This could impact the federal government's efforts to assist students with disabilities as they have far fewer staff members to work on the 12,000 pending federal investigations surrounding alleged civil rights violations at schools, roughly half of which involve disability issues.
Columbia College is hosting a campus town hall focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI. Greer has more with the details on how federal moves on DEI have motivated organizers to show support locally for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
We're not going to change who we are. We may have to change how we pivot and relate a little bit to the federal government, but we're not going to change who we are, and embracing that is one of our greatest strengths.
Columbia College invited their community to a campus town hall on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The open forum was held on Thursday, March 13th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on the 5th floor of the Student Center at 754 South Wabash Avenue.
We'll continue to have plenty of opportunities for you to engage.
The town hall served as an opportunity for students, faculty, and staff to engage directly with Columbia leadership about the college's DEI efforts. Discussions focused on Columbia's approach to fostering diversity and inclusion while addressing concerns stemming from recent federal directives.
I'm here at Columbia Student Center, where the college is encouraging open dialogue about its DEI initiatives. The town hall is designed to give students and staff a platform to share their experiences, ask questions, and offer feedback on how the school can move forward.
The forum came as many colleges nationwide are reviewing their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in light of changing federal guidelines. Anticipated change discussed during the forum would be the renaming of structures and processes. Panelists presented a list of potential new names for the DEI course requirements.
And I think this school is doing a great job with what we have right now. I think that we always can grow. I do find it a little challenging to trust a government that don't really define what diversity, equity, and inclusion is, even in the court of law, like defining it. So I don't really pay attention to that. I think Columbia has been on the right trajectory the whole time. Yes, we got work to do. I'm not taking up for the work that we have to do, but I think the way we are going about it is about to ramp up because we're doing it the right way.
This is a conversation that should be had with the students, and just not being able to be a part of that conversation fully, it hurts a little bit because it's showing like how little, you actually care about like said office that, you're protecting or what you're supposed to be protecting.
We're sitting in our little tables. We're going to have that conversation in that table, and it's maybe just going to stay at that table. Like a lot of people on like the panel or like the bigger higher ups, they weren't at all those little tables hearing those conversations, and they're the ones who are kind of able to really make a change or make a difference. So I know like one person at my table, then they sat over with like the big wigs, like the bigger up people at the table, and they could bring what we just said, like that conversation, but honestly it kind of would just stay in our little bubble, so it wasn't as collaborative, which it kind of needs to be more of that.
For South Loop TV, I'm Greer Stewart.
An important meeting for an important cause. Due to the downsizes in the Department of Education, many students may have their loans impacted. Earlier this month, President Trump was quoted saying student loans were, quote, none of the Department of Education's business. For more on this, we go now to Student Loan Decoded.
Trump does not have a clear plan of what will happen to student loans if the Department of Education is dismantled, but said he hopes for the Small Business Administration to take hold of the student loan process. What will happen to existing student loans under Trump is still unclear and is causing concern for both borrowers and advocates. The Trump administration also issued an executive order last week that threatened to severely undermine the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program and pausing the ability to make changes to existing payment plans. Whether this order is put into effect, only time will tell. Student Diversity and Inclusion hosts an annual Women's History Month celebration, Uplift, featuring a week full of programming dedicated to honoring the historic strides women have made. Adria Hedrick tells us about the opening luncheon that happened this Monday.
Women's History Month is in full swing here at the Uplift opening luncheon on the 5th floor of the Student Center. This event marks the first of many women empowering events taking place over the course of this week, all in celebration of Women's History Month. Rebecca Urzua Canela, an international student from Mexico City, was the host of the event. To her, the luncheon had a deeper meaning than just gathering women together.
I honestly just want people to see, what it means to be a woman, what we do nowadays, and just to enjoy it, because it's really important to enjoy what we do. So yeah.
The purpose of the luncheon was to recognize women, how far they've come, and the art they create. Abigail Holla had a painting and some of her crochet work on display.
I'm excited to showcase my work because I think crochet should be considered more of a fine arts medium, like fiber art should be kind of taken more seriously as a fine art.
Holla was not alone in showcasing her work. The walls of the 5th floor loft had dozens of paintings, drawings, and photo art with themes of womanhood, female power, and vulnerability.
I think it's a difficult time to be a woman, given things that are going on within politics, and so I think it's good to shine a light on women.
Later on in the luncheon, attendees got to see a scene from Columbia's spring play, You on the Moors Now, along with poetry and music performances from student artists like Alicia Maka, who performed a set of both cover and original songs at the event.
I tend to write songs that are very vulnerable, lyrics that lots of people don't like talking about, and I'm trying to focus on uplifting, women to feel okay to feel those things.
Over mocktails and tostadas, attendees had the opportunity to share their experiences through art and conversation, supporting each other along the way. From photo art to poetry to vocal performances, women-created artistry was on full display here at the Uplift opening luncheon. I'm Adria Hedrick for South Loop TV.
Thanks, Adria. Coming up, students were encouraged to take part in the Well-Being Fair.
And as St. Patrick's Day approaches, we'll cover the weather to make sure there is no rain on your parade.
Jay, it's me. I spoke to Mom and Dad. We don't think you should have a gun right now. It's temporary. Things felt dangerous. I think you need to talk to somebody.
I don't know which way to turn.
Jay, you took that first hard step to find someone that can help you on the path to recovery.
You sound good.
I think I see a way through.
Jay!
Danny.
Danny! Laps.
Danny, we need to talk.
Danny! She's overdosing.
When no one else knows what to do, it's gotta be you. Carry naloxone. You could save a life.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives. our everyday.
A wellness fair hosted by the Center for Student Wellbeing happened this Wednesday. The event offered free mental health and therapy resources, as well as STD testing. Cassidy tells us more.
As midterms approach, so does that midterm stress. On Wednesday, students had the chance to take a break at the Student Center Wellbeing Wellness Fair. The fair at the Student Center featured vendors including Planned Parenthood, therapy organizations, and fitness centers. Students could also get free HIV and STI testing. It spanned across multiple floors, giving students a chance to spread out and fully explore what the fair has to offer. If you missed the event but still want resources, visit the Center for Student Wellbeing. Reporting for South Lou TV, I'm Cassidy Casanova.
I think that reminds me I have a couple of midterms to study for.
Yeah, I know I could have used that event to de-stress this week.
Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast as we approach St. Paddy's Day weekend. We're going to reach a high of 68 today, but that won't last long. A weather advisory on Saturday and Sunday regarding strong storms and high winds. High of 64 on Saturday, high of 45 on Sunday with rain throughout. Temperatures on St. Patrick's Day and early in the week will pick up a bit in the 50s and 60s. A bit chilly if you decide to go see the river, before settling and staying in the 40s later in the week.
Now up next, Cadre is an organization designed to help musicians through networking, collaboration, and peer reviews.
And in the world of sports, upcoming events with the Columbia Renegade dance team and Black Wolves basketball. Stay tuned.
Jay, it's me. I spoke to Mom and Dad. We don't think you should have a gun right now. It's temporary. Things felt dangerous. I think you need to talk to somebody.
I don't know which way to turn.
Jay, you took that first hard step to find someone that can help you on the path to recovery.
You sound good.
I think I see a way through.
Jay!
Danny.
Danny! Labs.
Danny, we need to talk.
Danny! Danny! She's overdosing.
When no one else knows what to do, it's gotta be you. Carry naloxone. You could save a life.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Now let's take a look at what Columbia's sports teams are up to this week. The Columbia Renegades dance team is hosting an open dance class this afternoon from 4 to 5:30 p.m. with a Palms routine to Telephone by Lady Gaga, followed by the Renegades volleyball team competitive-only practice on Sunday from 1 to 3, and the Black Wolves basketball team open run from 3 to 5. Both of these teams also have practice throughout the week. For the volleyball team, that's Monday at 6, and for the Black Wolves, that's Wednesday at 8 p.m. I know I want to take a look at that Palms routine to Lady Gaga.
I know the seats are cheaper than Wrigley Field. Now, a student organization designed to aid creatives through networking, collaboration, and peer reviews. Cadre is designed to further students' appreciation for music within an artistic community.
Composition, combination, and collaboration. This is all that happens with Cadre, a student organization at Columbia College Chicago, which restarted last spring.
So Cadre is designed to provide composers here at Columbia, student composers, with more opportunities to get work, whether that's with filmmakers or animators or video game designers, anybody that needs music for something that they create. We're looking to put them in touch with our composers so that we can create some more collaboration at Columbia.
Yeah, normal. Cadre is a student organization which helps students in music connect with other creatives, such as filmmakers and video game designers. Through this, they create projects and peer review each other's works.
I think like any club, it's the connections, but this club specifically is very educational, and I really appreciate it for that. So I really take a lot of learning about different musical concepts, learn from students that are older than me who have done more orchestration classes and stuff like that, that can help like break down things like tunings, like how to develop a melody.
This week's meetings involved creating a song, sharing favorite artists, and planning for next week's meeting before spring break.
So generally, everybody's pretty welcoming. We tend to keep the meetings pretty lighthearted and informal. We don't want people to feel like they're going to a class or anything. So a lot of the times we have snacks, and people just kind of come and go as they need to. They can kind of work on stuff if they need to, or they can participate in the meeting as long as they feel like it's a space that they can kind of be their best creative self. That's kind of what we're going for.
Cadre meets every Monday and Wednesday from 5 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. in the 1312 South Michigan Avenue building. For South Loop TV, this is Uriel Reyes.
When we come back, Student Spotlight shines a light on outstanding student achievements.
And a look at the iconic St. Patrick's Day river dyeing. Stay with us.
Jay, it's me. I spoke to Mom and Dad. We don't think you should have a gun right now. It's temporary. Things felt dangerous. I think you need to talk to somebody.
I don't know which way to turn.
Jay, you took that first hard step to find someone that can help you on the path to recovery.
You sound good.
I think I see a way through.
Jay!
Danny, wake up!
Danny.
Danny! Labs.
Danny, we need to talk.
Danny! Danny! She's overdosing.
When no one else knows what to do, it's gotta be you. Carrying the lock zone, you could save a life.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, meaning the infamous Chicago river dyeing is taking place this Saturday, March 15th. Dyeing the Chicago River green is a tradition that has stretched back over 60 years and is one that thousands of people get excited for every year. The dyeing will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. with views of the event from the city's bridges or anywhere you can see the river. The bright green river may be a little alarming to some folks, but rest assured, the dye put into the water is environmentally friendly and does not harm Chicago wildlife. Now Sabrina tells us about an artist at Columbia in this week's Student Spotlight.
This week for Student Spotlight, we focus on a Columbia creative making waves in two different galleries for her abstract work. Jenna Davis isn't just making art, she's creating a world of self-expression. From abstract paintings filled with powerful words to striking self-portraits in intricate 3D pieces, her work is deeply personal and thought-provoking. Currently, her work is on display in the first floor of Columbia's Student Center and in the new hole-in-the-wall pop-up at the Center Galleries. This past February, Davis was able to sell her artwork at the most recent Inkfest. You can find Jenna Davis on Instagram at Creating by Jenna. I'm Sabrina Belmonte for South Loop TV.
SGA president and fabulous artist. What can't she do?
It's quite an impressive resume.
That's all for this week's South Loop TV. I'm Allie Brenneman.
And I'm Gerard Fogarty. Make sure to tune in again next week, and we will see you very soon. Take care.